Hello there. It has been a while since I made a guide. So how did this interesting ship got into the game? The answer is...
There lived a certain man in Russia long ago. He was big and strong, in his eyes a flaming glow.
And he knew that eventually they will run out of historically accurate ships, which is the equivalent of not having new content for your game. So he came up with an idea that lets him expand the content, and also gives cute characters to the people that they can meme over and over again. Our target, the Graaf Zeppy, was born from this idea. The Zeppelin lolly version is available in a limited construction only. The event was called Escape from the Port. More like Escape from the FBI with your lolly. Alright, enough with the FBI jokes. Let's cut into the stats. Her aviation is around average, but overall it's decent enough to work with. Ironically, her HP is one of the best in the game. German cuteness power maybe. Overall she has solid stats, so she is definitely useful in that regard. But let's see the skills. Can she stay interesting even after reading them? The first skill is a self-buff 5% for each Ironblood ships in the fleet excluding yourself. In a full Ironblood fleet you can acquire 25% extra aviation, AA, and reload stats. This is really great in a KMS fleet. But most importantly, she might be one of the best ships if you are looking for a composite for a rune grinding fleet. That way she gets 15% from your 3 Ironblood Vanguard, which is nice. We are already gaining those plus points on the useful list. What else could possible there? Well, if you like stacking the big numbers, then you are going to like her next skill. Every 8 seconds you gain 80 firepower. Not just a small amount but a big 80. That is basically a hull destroyer. You could make a question. Why would you care about firepower on a carrier? We will get back on it later. At 3 stacks, you fire a barrage. This barrage actually has wide range and a good damage. Very useful. So far so good. Not a must-have, but overall a solid elite ship. Let's talk a little about the equipment. She has an interesting setup available. She can have a fighter, a dive bomber, and an optional slot where you can equip another dive bomber or a cruiser gun. You thought turning BBs into CVs is the way of evolution. The Germans clearly thought it otherwise. With this, lots of options are going to be open for you in terms of competitions. Well, for the fighters, the 2 best options are the F6F Hellcat or the Messerschmitt Me-155A. The A7 Emrapu is a good alternative as well. For dive bombers, because of the huge spread in the big bombs, take a SB2C Helldiver. If you don't have extra spare, the second best is the BTD-1 Destroyer. Technically it carries heavier bombs so it can deal more damage, but the spread range is smaller. In the end, if you are looking at the numbers, Helldiver is better, but we all want to rely on RNG, so some us will take the BTD on some ships anyway. If you somehow don't have any of these, as an alternative you can equip the Fairy Firefly. It has 2 x 1000 pounds bombs. Or the Comet. On the wiki it's called Yokosuka D4Y. Now finally, for the last slot. If there are no other BBs in your fleet, you should take a CL gun so you have a last resort to kill the suicide boats. Namely the triple 155mm for the big spread and damage. There are better prototype guns out there, but honestly, you probably won't put your best CL gun on a CV, especially if it takes long to get even one of it. Alternatively, a twin 150mm or a triple 152mm. If your fleet has 1 or 2 other battleships, you should just go and take another dive bomber. For auxiliary, if you just started the game or until you get better equipment, I recommend an aviation oil tank and a steamed catapult. After you get better stuff, just put 2 gold steamed catapult on her. So what ship do I take, the big mommy or the small lowly? The lowly. Yes, Zeppy is better than the original. The only good part of the Graaf Zeppelin is the 15% damage reduction for the KMS ships. It is nice but not necessary. On the other hand, you get a barrage and a self buff that makes you strong on the small version. About optimal comp. She is suited for mob clearing, so bring a repair ship and a battleship with her if you are running a full fleet. If not, just get a repair ship. She will struggle on later chapters, namely 9 and above. She can be still used on chapter 10, but you need a battleship or a strong vanguard in order to clear the main fleet sniping battleships that are in the mob fleets. Because they will hurt her badly. Overall a great ship until you pass the mid game. And maybe a go-to ship for occasional farming on 8-4 or 7-2. She costs 12 oil. A BM like Erebus cost 9. Fair price. That's it, I hope you enjoyed at least some of it. Have fun.